My last video, I talked about I'm ready for my next blood test. So every year I take a blood test and it tells me, how I'm doing and what supplements basically I should take, or if I'm taking too much or too little. So my last test, I found I was taking too much folate, and turns out, it's causing me not to sleep. So anyway, I did add one supplement for the last year, and that was TMG. Again, because I want to lowering my homocysteine, and this helps, right? Problem was the powder was gone, right? So my previous video, I talked about compounding, and so I take all the capsules and everything I want, and create a daily dose of everything because they're usually way too strong, right? And so I mix them up in here and take a little spoon and add it to my water bottle, right? Take it on a bike ride. And I also have some liquids that I take. I have to take iron. I don't eat meat. And if I don't take iron, I get really crampy. But you can take too much. So you really need to take a blood test if you're taking any of these. D3. My blood test doesn't work for this. And I only take this when it's really cloudy. Like here, we're ready for winter. So December up to January 5th in San Francisco. You should take some of this. I'm going to take a little iodine, liquid B12. And of course, a whole bunch of other things. But it's dependent on me. And if you see someone tell you, oh, you should take a certain amount of everything, it depends on your weight. I weigh 120 pounds, but I'm active. So it depends. Everybody's different. And you really need to know what you're taking. So the problem, though, with this was it just comes in these big pills now. And one of these is too much for me, turns out. So I did previously have a powder that I would mix in here, but they no longer sell it. And it's just in these capsules, really big. And this is just 750 milligrams. So it's mostly filler. And if I take one of these, I'm not going to sleep. I've tested this many times, I've taken 32 of these now. And so I know these are just too much. It's the same with creatine. I also take creatine that's not in here. And I take 2 grams a day. If I take 10 grams of creatine, I'm not going to sleep. And so I know that. So I only take 2 grams a day. And so what I do is mortar and pestle. So grind it up and then add it in here where I can then take it. And of course, also, I always monitor my blood pressure. It's probably going to be a little high right now because I'm in a video. It's the same. If you go to your doctor's office, it is not going to be your normal blood pressure. That's why it's good to have one at home and to monitor it. I like to monitor it multiple times of the day, morning and evening. And, if I'm feeling, super, measure it and see, oh, it's really high. It can also be too low. If it gets too low, you can then, when you stand up, you get dizzy, pass out. So right now, 122/85. It's a little high. My pulse is 79. So it's a little high right now. I don't take anything for blood pressure or anything. I don't take any meds at all. Nothing. So anyway, it's always good to check. And that's within a reasonable number. But you don't, obviously, if it starts getting to the red or if it's consistently high, it's time to worry. Anyway, I think that's it about for supplements. And so it's definitely, those capsules are always, for me, always way too big, way too strong. And you can really overdose. I think that's why they don't sell this in powder. My guess is that you could take too much of this if it's in a powder or a liquid. But that's true with all of these. Certainly, iron, you can take way too much of this, really hurt yourself. Anyway, that's it for that. Now I'm going to take my blood test, and hopefully my homocysteine will be going more down. Or that's the idea. Hopefully I'll take it, and I'm also growing a beard just to see how it's going to look. I haven't had a beard in a long time. Yep. Anyway, it's Wednesday, cloudy and rainy. Can't wait to get out there.